She's doing great. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I just don't like to talk. All right. So Johnny has to.
It's her job. She's good. She'll be fine.
Sorry, Lynn. No, that's okay.
The choir is up here, but this is singing for everybody. So if you turn to hymn 1074 in the teal hymnal, we're doing it a little bit differently. We're only doing the first 2 pages, and after every verse, we're going straight to the chorus. So verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, chorus. And there's a little bit of playing between every verse. So have fun.
Good morning. I'm Jim Peters. My pronouns are he and him. I'm a member of the worship committee, serving as worship associate this morning, and it's my real pleasure to welcome one and all to this in-person and online service of the Unitarian Society of New Haven. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your life's journey, you are welcome here. Today's service theme is the magical in the everyday, and much appreciation to the speakers and musicians who have helped to bring this service to life this morning. Special thanks to Joni Messner, our worship leader, who envisioned, recruited, and coordinated the hour before us. I do have some announcements to share. We are still looking for poets to fill out next Sunday's poetry service. Please contact the USNH office or Jeanette Faber for more information. And the deadline for registration for the Labor Day retreat is today. Please register now for the weekend retreat in Beckett, Massachusetts, at Chimney Corners Camp. You won't want to miss it. That's lovely, thank you. Thank you. That's like, sometimes there's too much magical in the everyday. Thank you. Wow. Oh, a good moment to remind everyone to look for folks in the social hall, if they're still here, for more information. Thank you. I'd like to remind everyone, it's a good moment to remind everyone, that after the service there are refreshments in the hall behind us. Please come. And if you're new to USNH, a special welcome to you and an invitation to meet with members of our Connections team at a table in the social hall after. Now, our tech team, working valiantly in the back week after week, is looking for new members. If you're interested in helping to make our services available via live stream, please speak with one of our team members after the service or reach out to the USNH office. Jesse, who's not here this week, wants us to know that the 5th annual U Olympics are coming up on August 10th after the service. All ages are welcome to stay, play, and enjoy the cookout as well. For families with younger folk in attendance, there is a space in the back with some quiet activities and comfortable seating if that works for you. Please know that all ages are warmly welcome to this and every service at USNH. And now I invite one and all to place your electronic devices firmly in worship mode, take a deep breath in and out, and settle into this morning's exploration of the magic in the everyday.
The topic for this service, the magical in the everyday, was inspired by Sunny McMillan, our previous ministerial intern. I really enjoyed what she brought to us here at USNH. I feel like old-style Unitarians tend to be a little bit academic, a little bit buttoned up, and she really helped us lean into the magical and the mystical, and I'm really looking forward to hearing our various takes on magic in our lives. The chalice lighting is by Mary Oliver. It's called Such Silence. As deep as I ever went into the forest, I came upon an old stone bench, very, very old, and around it a clearing, and beyond that, trees, taller and older than I have ever seen. Such silence. It really wasn't so far from a town, but it seemed all the clocks in the world had stopped counting, so it was hard to suppose the usual rules applied. Sometimes there's only a hint, a possibility. What's magical sometimes has deeper roots than reason. I hope everyone knows that. I sat on the bench waiting for something, an angel perhaps, or dancers with the legs of goats. No, I didn't see either, but only, I think, because I didn't stay long enough.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Apfel, and my pronouns are she and her. Nathan Robert Apfel was born on April 21st, 2003, to my son Darren and his wife Lori. Nathan was our first grandchild. My husband of 34 years, Robert, had passed away from cancer the year before Nathan was born. Therefore, sadly, Robert was never able to experience being a grandpa to our 5 grandchildren. Some of you knew Rob from sharing USNH activities. He loved to sing in the choir, participate in our plays and musicals, and he gave vocal concerts here too. Rob loved teaching his students in engineering, applied science, and architecture at Yale. He even sent experiments into space, which astronauts performed for him in the weightless environment of the shuttle. An inventor, he developed a neutron detector used to detect hazardous radiation in nuclear power plants. Rob was a born teacher and experimenter, and oh, what a grandpa he would have been. But now we return to the story of our first grandchild, Nathan, who had a delightful curiosity about the world. Right from his earliest years, he would talk about how things worked. It was very important, and what made them move. And he'd draw elaborate pictures about what was on his mind, and there was a lot on his mind. One day, while visiting my son and family in Seattle, I came upon my 6-year-old, at that point 6 we're talking, Nathan, playing in the living room. Nathan had attached something to the window. He had created a box of cardboard, taped together and decorated with crayon designs. Nathan had placed a straw thoughtfully into his homemade box so that it stuck out of the top. Intrigued, I asked Nathan what this object was, and he explained that there were many tiny things flying around the room, but we couldn't see them. And then he said the straw, which he would point to, could catch these tiny things. Oh, to me, that straw looked like an antenna. Nathan was showing me his cardboard and straw device that certainly seemed to be his version of some sort of detector. In his mind, this instrument was sensing something, like, well, neutrons? I looked directly into Nathan's excited eyes. I wanted to ask, Robert, are you in there? I felt a shiver of surprise. How could our little boy have created a toy that mimics something his grandfather had created to detect neutrons, a kindergarten dosimeter? I felt Robert's presence. Was this a message from Rob? Could he be telling me, I'm here with you. I'm enjoying this precious and precocious little grandchild of ours. Nathan is now 22 and graduated from Yale with honors in physics this spring, surprise. He and I have been going out to dinner weekly for these past 4 years. He shares wonderful stories about college life at Yale with me. I treasure the closeness that Nathan and I have with each other and the way we keep the memory of his grandfather alive. Nathan's dreams for his future include research and teaching in a university, as his grandfather Robert did. May it be so.
I'm Joni Messner. My pronouns are she and her. Have you ever wondered if you're having an impact on the world as you go about your life? You're trying to be helpful, productive, useful, but is it working? Every once in a while, I get a nice, clear message from the universe that says, yes, you are having an effect. You are creating a small ripple of goodness. I'm a nurse midwife in a busy practice. Every now and then, a patient I haven't seen in a long time will come up to me and remind me of something that I did that helped them. I've been greeted by a patient who said, "Oh, I remember you. You helped me give advice. You gave me advice about thus and such, and it helped me so much." Or, "I never could have made it through my delivery without you." I often have no memory of what it was that I said or how I helped, but these moments seem like gifts from the universe, reminding me that I do have an impact on the lives I encounter. I've been going through a phase for the past 6 months or so. It involves these little plastic ducks. I don't really know how it started. I encountered some little ducks that were prizes for kids at a family gathering over Christmas, and I was taken with them. They come in many different colors, including, of course, classic yellow. Why did I find these ducks so compelling? I had to have more of them. I placed an order and received approximately 300 teeny, adorable ducks. This was the beginning of my magical lucky duck journey. I've been giving ducks to various people in my life. It started with coworkers in the office, then patients, then nurses at the hospital, then my small group at USNH. On a busy day seeing patients, I said to my medical assistant, for example, "Can I give you this lucky duck? It's to help you manifest good things." I once gave 5 ducks to a medical assistant who was really stressed out. Now I see a lucky duck has been carefully stationed like a sentinel on top of every medical assistant's computer. There was a young GYN patient. I gave her a duck on the auspicious occasion of her first pap smear. She laughed uproariously and gave me a hug. I gave one to a pregnant patient, after she reported she was working hard to get her ducks in a row for this baby. She almost cried. I have given ducks to siblings coming with their mom to a prenatal visit. I have given them to patients on the labor floor. One day I walked into a patient's room and asked her if I had given her a lucky duck. Her mom jumped up and said, "Oh, yes, you did. It's right here. This is her focal point." Most recently, I had a little adventure at a small diner in Vermont. We locked our keys in our car. We had a great lunch. The diner folks helped us arrange to get the car unlocked, and on our way out, I gave the server a lucky duck. As we left, I overheard a couple of her coworkers exclaiming over the duck. The next thing I knew, they charged out after us to our car. Fortunately, I had a few more ducks in my pocket that I was able to give them. One of them said she'd been having terrible luck lately, and so was her daughter. Her daughter needed help too. They were so happy and grateful that I had more ducks to share. I don't give ducks to everybody I encounter. I'm not sure everyone is open to the magic, but I must say the reaction has amazed me. People love these little ducks. I have seen people get tearful. I have been hugged and thanked as if I gave them a very precious, thoughtful gift. People have oohed and awed over a little duck, and I've watched the delight transform them before my eyes. So what is it about these ducks? What is the magic? I've been trying to figure it out, and I think it's coming from me. I don't mean to say that I'm a magical, powerful person, but somehow I am. This little duck is an unexpected gift that seems to catch people off guard. I think they feel connected and encouraged on this journey that we're all struggling with. So here's my message. Don't underestimate your own magical power to affect people around you. You may not even realize your impact. It doesn't have to be a lucky duck. Your gift could be a hello to someone in line, or paying for the car behind you in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. That actually happened to me. It changed my whole day. Or taking an extra moment to call someone, or giving your cart to somebody at Aldi's and telling them to keep their quarter. That brief moment of connection might just be what somebody needs. I also think the universe provides little gifts and acknowledgments to encourage your good work, if you're awake to it. And don't let the cynics rain on your parade. The magic is real. Oh, and I have recently replenished my supply, so if anyone needs a lucky duck, please see me in the social hall.
Each week, we hold space to take a collection to support the ministries of this congregation. As the music plays, ushers will pass the collection plates among us. Please know that your contributions to the life of USNH, by whatever means and in whatever amount, are sincerely appreciated.
All right. I think I got to raise this up. Hi, can everybody hear me? Yes, great. I don't do this often. This is, I think, my first reflection for USNH. I'm a little nervous, but Joni gave me a lucky duck before this, and I was inspired by her story to hold on to it until I find someone who needs it more and pass it on. So thank you, Joni. So my name is Darcy Jeffrey. My pronouns are she, her, and my reflection is on magical moments in the everyday. So what is a magical moment to me? It's a time when I'm filled with a feeling of love, or joy, or wonder, or maybe all three. It often happens in nature, but it doesn't have to, but that will be my focus for today. One such moment that stands out to me happened several years ago. I had recently been challenged by a friend to post 10 photos of nature, one a day for 10 days, and I kept going with it, and I kept taking photos. One of those things was of some peonies in my side yard. I decided I would take photos on different days as they went from a small bud to opening blossom. One day, I approached the peonies and they appeared absolutely perfect. I was overcome with a sense of awe and wonder, joy and love, and I took hundreds of photos of those peonies. I think this was a mystical experience, not just a magical moment, but it was the magical moments that led to the mystical experience. And now I can share it with you because many years later, I made a photo book using many of the photographs that I took. So if anyone wants to see afterwards, they can come see me. I'll share this with you. And I thought I'd have time to tell you about one more magical moment. So this one's more recent. A couple summers ago, I spent a few days in Maine. I stayed in Ogunquit, if anyone's familiar. One of those days it rained and I was very disappointed, but I decided to take a walk anyway. And on my walk, I noticed there was no one on the beach. So something told me I should go down to the beach in spite of the rain and check it out. So I walked down, took my sandals off, stepped out on the beach in the rain, and at some point, the magic started. I was filled with a childlike sense of joy, a feeling the sensation of the rain on my face, and the sand in the water between my toes. And I thought, wow, if only people knew how magical this was, the beach would be packed. So now I have an assignment for you. It's a choose your own adventure assignment, so you can choose how you want to complete it. So like my friend challenged me, I challenge you to take a photo in nature every day for 10 days. You can choose to share or not. Or you could go to a special place, maybe to the beach, maybe other special place, and maybe someplace you normally go when it's sunny, and go in the rain and see how does that change the experience. I hope you do find some magical moments, and I'd love to hear about them. May you be filled with love, joy, and wonder in the everyday. Thank you.
This is how I thought my home school and grammar school. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Let us be completely present. Let the mind be still. Allow yourself to be completely free from worry and suffering. And I will tell you a tale about aimless wandering, and perhaps a glimpse into one's true Buddha nature. A while back, I was reading Don Juan, Carlos Castaneda, and I came across this idea of places of predilection, and it just kind of clicked with me. Spots in the earth that kind of call to you, that kind of beckon you, that kind of invite you to come and explore and see what's there. Around that time, my life spouse, Cindy, was working as an artist in an arts commune, and she was teaching drama. But my magical other, better half also learned how to juggle, and also learned how to walk on stilts. And she learned how to tightrope, which I thought was really cool. I think you know you married the right person if they can tightrope. Is that better? Yeah. Oh, I'll talk up a little bit more. So she took up photography at that time, and she introduced me to this idea of the color gray being the true color of the universe. And not to be discouraged on a gray day, because in that grayness, the true light of objects manifested themselves. So we bought a camera. It was a Nikon SLR F3 35 millimeter film camera with a black leather fitted case with a red plush interior. It was the bomb. And then I lost it. And I felt really bad. So I did what most husbands would do who lost their wife's things. I tried to find one. We went to camera shops. I called New York City H&B. I looked around. We did flea markets. I even put an ad in the Advisor. Remember the Advisor? Wanted gold coins. I put one in, wanted black camera case. Well, couldn't find it. And somebody said to me, no worries, Robert. When the time and conditions are right, we'll find it. Fast forward some months. I'm sitting in my chair reading the New York Times, and Cindy comes behind me, puts her hands on my shoulders, which I really like, gives me a sweet kiss on the cheek and says, road trip? And I'm like, yeah, but what about? She goes, nah, I called your mom. She's taking care of Chelsea, and we're going. I'm going, where are we going? She goes, north. I said, it's good enough for me. Let's go. We're all packed. We hop in the car. We start a merry journey, grooving, jamming, and singing the Beatles songs at the top of our lungs in perfect two-part harmony. And she taught me Deo from Harry Belafonte. Deo, and she could really do it. And we were having a blast. And we were inviting this idea of yun in the universe. There's a special intrinsic beauty and sacredhood to just certain places, certain things. And we're driving up, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I catch this body of water. So I pull off, and I don't see any signs, but I find a gravel road. So we go down the gravel road for a while, turn into a dirt road. We go into the dirt road, and there's this most beautiful place. Mountains in the background, a field of wild flowers, the body of water, and a pine forest. So we practice aimless wandering, and we just kind of went where the energy took us. And we're walking a little bit into the forest, and we find a rock to rest. We sit down, we take a moment. Cindy looks up, and on a rock right over there, it's kind of black. It has some kind of red interior. She looks at me, I look at her. We step up, and it was the perfectly fitted black camera case that Cindy needed for her camera. She had her camera, and she put her camera in the magic little camera case. We enjoyed, there wasn't a soul around, so we decided it would be okay to take it. So we enjoyed a magical moment together, and ever since, we are living happily ever after.
Good morning. I'm Bobby Pace, and my pronouns are she and her. Magic generally refers to the art of producing illusions or actions believed to influence supernatural forces. I have always believed that energy is the great mover and shaker in our world, affecting power, relationships, and all that connects our lives. So, this is my story in the magic world of horses that I have been privileged to witness and participate in for over 10 years. I have been spending time with the dear friends, beautiful Dutch warm blood horses, and I fell in love with one, and he and I connected from the very first moment we met. I no longer am a rider, but seek to do what I can to make these horses live more comfortably. I learned a technique of acupressure called interactive equine bodywork. The technique uses the horse's meridians and soft touch while observing the horse's eye blink. This identifies areas of tension or pain. Imagine pressing a raw egg yolk so as not to break it. This is the typical pressure used in this particular technique on the horse's body. And a horse can feel a fly, so you know that a horse can feel a little bit of pressure. So, once you find one of these areas of tension after moving on the horse's meridians and seeing the eye blink, this slight pressure on that point remains until the feeling of that pressure drops below the horse's natural holding or resistance. At this point, the horse can release that tension, demonstrated by yawning and licking and chewing. One day, I was working on my special horse while the other two horses in the barn were in their stalls eating hay and shuffling around as they usually do. And I was so pleased that he and I were having a great session with many strong releases, and he became so relaxed that he had actually fallen asleep. It was then that I realized that I didn't hear the usual munching and shuffling of the other two horses in their stalls. Maybe they'd gone outside to graze. So I walked over to their stalls, and to my astonishment, both horses were sound asleep. I don't know. Was this magic? Was this energy? Or was this the silent bond that horses do have with each other? All I know is what the feeling in my heart was when that happened. It was overwhelming love and awe. That magic and that kind of magic can change your life. It has absolutely changed mine.
Well, I'm still Jim Peters. My pronouns are still he and him, and it just occurred to me that it takes me exactly 1 year to forget that it's a terrible idea to go last at one of these services. Anyway, I decided over the last month or so to keep a notebook in my pocket and just be open to ideas that I think of or experiences I've encountered that felt to me like everyday magic. And to be clear, for me, every day just means it could happen, not that it would happen every day. Every day for me just means of this world. And magic for me isn't about the supernatural or sleight of hand or misdirection. What's magical for me is something that takes me out of my head, that shifts my thinking or feeling, that just stops me short and helps me feel fully alive. So I commend this to you, and this is my list so far. To start, one inspired by Georgia Jennings, seeing for the first time your child holding their child. Looking up and seeing the Milky Way overhead on a moonless, cloudless night. Watching a fox bound across the backyard, tail high up and bushy. The first oriole of the year at my bird feeder. The sound of distant train whistles wafting through an open window at bedtime. Watching Martin Short on any late-night talk show, pretending to be interviewed, but actually just completely taking over. Walking under the springtime cherry blossoms in Worcester Square. A full moon just peeking up over the horizon. Taking that first top bite of a soft serve ice cream cone. Any painting by Claude Monet with the poppy fields in Giverny. Taking in the southern view from the top of Sleeping Giant Tower. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers dancing cheek to cheek in Top Hat. Bill Braun playing Anything by Stephen Sondheim. Passing the Statue of Liberty on the Staten Island Ferry. Mount Rainier emerging through clouds on a sunny day in Seattle. A Charlie Brown Christmas. The Eiffel Tower bursting into flickering lights at the top of an evening hour. Shakespeare's Sonnet number 18. At the lakeside, watching your perfectly skipped stone hop, 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 hop until it finally sinks way further out than you possibly thought it could. A fresh ear of corn in Connecticut in August. Going to bed on that night in November when the clocks fall back an hour. The first snowfall of the year. A bowl of Kellogg's Bran Buds first thing in the morning. It's magic of a different kind, but believe me, friends, it is magic. Hitting a seeing eye Little League double with your grandfather watching in the bleachers. Staying up late to watch the Perseid meteor showers. Victoria Falls on the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. Joni Mitchell singing Both Sides Now. It's got to be the 2002 version from Love Actually. Seeing a pair of bald eagles at Lake Wintergreen this week. And finally, number 30, USNH, this place, all of us, so different and so connected, so committed to building and sustaining beloved community. It's hard work and it never ends. And from time to time, it really does feel like magic to be part of. May it be so. And friends, our service continues now with singing hymn 1064, Blue Boat Home. This song will also serve as an opportunity to share joys and sorrows. If you have a joy you'd like to represent by lighting a candle up front, or a sorrow you'd like to share by placing a stone on the water, please come forward while we're singing. And please rise in body or spirit as you feel so moved to sing 1064, Blue Boat Home.
for the extinguishing of our chalice, we have a poem by Mary Oliver called Mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. And we can sing the third verse of Blue Boat Home one more time because we really love it. they square?
They're big.
Or they're like 18 feet long?
I would say probably 12 feet long.
Yeah. Those are gonna be.
The guy that did that said that he wanted those.
Yes, they can.
Okay, all right, so we'll put them back in.
Fun. So great.
Enough, Jim?
That was so neat.
Right? I mean, how can you resist?
We have kids. We don't let you do that.
Absolutely.